Hey, this is Ryan. It's a continuation in the series of how I got to the point where I was getting ready to publish the book American Christmas Classic, Ride the Bomb to Hell. I left off where I was editing it, going brain dead. I think it was at a good point where I could start publishing it. My friend Sean was making the book cover, but then there was some delays because kind of like what I saw with the book cover didn't really it was transitioning into a vision that Sean was starting to see, and he hadn't read the book. And he doesn't have time to read the book. This guy is super busy. So I'm kind of explaining to him. Actually, I'm explaining to him while we're playing Call of Duty. Right? That's probably not the best place to have a business meeting, but hey, you know what? People play golf and have business meetings. Why can't I play Call of Duty and have a business meeting, right? I think we'd have a lot more productive conversations in the world if we did all of this while we played Call of Duty. Okay, yeah, so anyhow, so Sean and I are playing Call of Duty. We're playing Call of Duty, and yeah, the cat can open up doors. And we're talking about the vision of the book cover. I'm telling him more. And meanwhile, during this point in time, and I remember I said in the one video it was a very depressing time. Part of that depressing point in time, part of that depressing time was also that one of my best friends, Alex, got cancer. It was not looking good. It was sad. We're hoping he could beat it. He's in chemo. We're going out there and supporting him as best we can. That was a tough time because I've never been around anyone that had cancer. It's tough stuff. And I don't want to, bring you down with cancer stories, but let me go ahead and say this. It's real. If you know anyone that has cancer, you give them your love and your support. And be a friend to them. Don't just disappear, all right? That's very, very important. I stick by that principle. And if you can't handle the process with somebody, just try your best, okay? Maybe find some way you can reach out and help out some way because they're going through a lot. It's a tremendous, tremendous event in people's lives. Okay. Anyhow, so Alex is going through cancer. So I just started. We were. Woo, man, that coffee's kicking it. That's delicious. All right. So Sean's making the book cover. The book was supposed to come out Black Friday 2021, and the book's going to come out this Black Friday in 2022. And Sean's finishing up the book cover, and we're in the fall of 2021. And I thought, you know what, let's just kick this thing back. And I started to create an audiobook because I wanted Alex to hear the story. Because Alex is a big contributor to me being creative with doing something like this with writing. Because Alex and I were friends for a long time. And I remember we would hang out all the time, man. He's probably the funniest person on the face of the planet. Very, very creative person. Heart of gold. I mean, he's always in the mood to joke around, add levity to a situation. He's also serious, very serious. I mean, he was a fireman. He saved people's lives and had to do a lot of tough stuff in his career. So, but for him to have a sense of humor about himself after all those tough experiences in life, especially how he grew up and how he got here from Mexico, that's going to be a actual documentary that my friend Sean's making. See the description down below. And I know I keep talking about Sean. Probably do you got anyone else you can give a description down below? I'm sure I can, but we'll figure that out later. So Alex was a big contributor to the creativity. I remember telling him I used to have crazy dreams. Okay. I don't know about you, but I have very, very vivid dreams. I remember my dreams. My dreams, I actually have control of my dreams. And I learned how to control my dreams when I was a psychology major, because we had a professor tell us once, they said, hey, if you want to start remembering your dreams more and having some unusual experiences with your dreams, they told us to start taking a journal and writing down all of our dreams as we had them every night. So I started doing that, and sure enough, something clicked. I don't know what it was, or maybe something broke. It's hard to say. I was a psychology major, but my dreams just became more vivid. I gained more control within my dreams. It wasn't so much you're just sitting back watching things happen. I was an actual participant. And I'm sure many of you have that same experience. But these dreams all started kind of tying into each other. Like, I don't want to say it was like I'd wake up from my dream and sure enough, it would happen on the street. I mean, that has happened, but not that often. It might be coincidence. I don't know. I don't have any statistics to back this up. But anyhow, so I was having all these crazy dreams and stuff. And I'm telling Alex about these dreams. He's like, man, I'm going to make a movie about your dreams. He's like, it's going to be so funny and awesome and blah, blah, blah. And I started thinking, that's a good idea. And I was like, I should make a movie about these dreams. But I thought, I don't even own a camera. More or less know how to make a movie. And at the time, I was a psychology major. And I really didn't have an interest in making movies. So that's when I started thinking, I was like, you know what? I was like, I'm going to write all these down. So I started writing them down. And I started formulating them into a story. And I put all of them together into a story. And that's kind of how I got started with writing, by thinking about all these dreams I had, putting them together into stories and writing them, which is an actual book. And I know you're like, oh, here he goes again. We'll talk about that later. And that's true. We'll talk about that later. I mean, there's only so much I can talk about in one video. I mean, I can't have freaking like 25 links to other videos. I mean, this thing is going to look like a giant plate of spaghetti of freaking hyperlinks. You don't want that now, do you? No, of course not. You want a nice, clear, concise, abstract, Mad Hatter walk through the jungle of my mind. Where were we? Oh, Alex. So that's a little background on Alex and helping me start pushing my creativity out. And then we're back into the fall 2021. I thought, hey, Alex has some vision problems. It's really hard for him to read, to see the small icons on the screen. And don't tell anyone about his driver test, how he passes the vision parts of his driver's test. I don't think he'll mind if I tell now. I mean, he's not driving anytime soon. But anyhow, so I made an audiobook for Alex. That's when I really started reading my book and reading it out loud. I said, oh my gosh, I need to go back and edit this thing even more. That helped break that cycle of just having that vision where I couldn't even see the words anymore, by actually having to go through and read out loud and listen to how it's spoken. And I noticed a clear transition on how something is written for reading it internally versus writing something so that it's reading out loud. I didn't know that at the time. That was a new experience for me. And so I went back through and I had to change a lot of the book and how that worked with the whole reading internally versus reading externally. And I also realized from doing that I'm probably not the kind of person you want reading an audiobook. I sound a little bit like a RoboCop when I'm sitting there reading out loud. It doesn't add to the experience as much as you would want. Yeah. Well, I mean, at least compared to a lot of these other audiobooks I listen to. I listen to professional voice actors. I'm like, wow, they got so much like inflection in their voice. They're so excited and happy. And me, I'm like, I was like, God, another freaking sentence. It's very like laboring for me to read. I'm probably dyslexic. I've never been officially tested. I'm pretty sure I'm dyslexic. I'm almost willing to guarantee it. I've done a lot of reading on dyslexia and what it entails, and I would definitely say I would fall in within a potential candidate. How about that? But I'm not going to go out and say I am. And if you do have dyslexia, I'm with you. I feel you. I know a lot of people that are, and I know it's can be challenging at times. So stick through it. Stay tough. Keep going. All right, back to the story. Reading out loud, that sucked, but I did learn a lot about making audiobooks. And I will have that audiobook that I created out there available at some point in time. Probably won't get released on Audible. It's more one of those kind of like things like, hey, I'm just going to give it out for free, and then you can go through and enjoy it. But I need to figure out how to take all those MP3 files that I used to record them. I used Microsoft, what the heck is that software called? I can't remember. It's the Adobe software. Adobe Audition. I use Adobe Audition. Fantastic software. And anyhow, I want to take all those MP3 files and put them together into one solid like type of album where you just have all the tracks lined up and you can just download it one time and it just plays and plays and plays and plays and plays. I know I can figure it out. I just haven't sat down and done it yet. Matter of fact, maybe I'll do that today. Put that on my to-do list. All right, so that's part of the transition right there in the fall 2021. We get into spring 2022 and wrapped up the audiobook. My kids liked it. I had a few other people listen to it, and they thought it was good. So, yeah. All right. Well, let's wrap up this video. It's getting kind of long. It's already at 10 minutes. I know you got to get busy with your day. I know you got other stuff to do, like maybe drink coffee and listen to audiobooks and try to house-proof or cat-proof your house. Cat-proof your house. See, the cat went in there. I don't even know what he's doing. I mean, whatever. All right, y'all take it easy. Thanks for stopping by. Make sure you like and subscribe, and you keep on working hard and trying your best, and don't ever quit.